Hello and welcome to the Nintendo Pipeline Podcast. I'm your host, Jared, also known as One Up Muffin. And with me today are two standby Stone Cold classics. We got number one.
It's CMM. I hate you so much right now. Hi.
I guess if that makes him number one, that makes me number two,
Yeah.
which is poop.
It's unranked.
I mean, James. Anyway, hi, how's it going?
Also known as James.
God.
This week we had a full-on Nintendo Direct. People were like, oh, is it going to be a mini? Is it going to be a partners? But no, it was a 40-minute direct-a-thon for all you Nintendo fans out there. We're not going to go through every announcement, but we're going to go through some of them. I do have the list in front of me.
Yeah.
But we'll start at the beginning because that's a big one, and then we'll see where we want to go from there.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird direct the way they closed on God of War and they showed like Yakuza Ishun.
That Tekken footage was really good.
Yeah,
like that looked like Switch Pro footage, definitely from the Drake.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man, Drake's too busy getting mad at people on the internet.
I would give that about a light 1.
Oh my god.
Okay, so really though, how did this thing start?
This started with Fire Emblem.
Endgame.
Who here? Okay, this is James. This is yours. I'm feeling this to you.
Yeah, of course it's mine. So yeah, it started with the new Fire Emblem game. The leak was real. Yeah, I don't know if anybody here cares enough to have even seen the leak.
I didn't see it.
I did.
But I remember the screen. It was like a screenshot of a character with the two-tone hair, and people were like, "Wow, that looks so ridiculous that I don't know if I believe it." And I was more like, "Wow, that looks so ridiculous that of course I believe it."
Yeah.
And here we are. Colgate Kun and Colgate Chan are very real. Designed by a popular Japanese artist who is known. I think they did some art for some gacha games, and some like mouse VTuber girl.
Oh yeah.
Or she's like a rat. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like kind of like a Big E Cheese type thing.
No, nothing like a Chuck E. Cheese. I guess her name is Hakos Bales.
God,
If I'm pronouncing
I would
that
watch
right.
a Big E Cheese YouTuber, a VTuber.
Well, well, I think they did. I think Chuck E. Cheese did make a VTubing channel.
James sounds so old right now. He's like, I think it's pronounced.
Dude, it's a different language. What do you want from me? Like, I don't understand. I know some things about VTubers. I don't know this particular one, but if you look at this character, you can see the like through line of the art. So yeah, I guess the deal is like it's kind of like Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which is kind of weird. Not in the like that it's a JRPG. It's still very much a Fire Emblem, chessboard anime procreation simulator.
Anime checkers.
But like the characters in the game like summon like old Fire Emblem lords to help them. I guess probably not just lords, like other older characters too. Like Martha's in the trailer prominently. I think Ike was in it too. We're recording this like a week after the direct, so it's been a minute. But it looked like Fire Emblem. Yeah, it's a lot prettier than Three Houses.
Yeah, and they brought back the like walk around the area parts from Three Houses.
Yeah, that's really not a Three Houses original.
Wasn't it?
Depending on how you look at it, you could walk around your base in Fates.
Sort of, but not the same.
I mean, I guess you couldn't do it in a 3D space, but I don't want to imply that the whole Three Houses like school system is being brought back.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
It doesn't seem to be.
No.
Did it?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Definitely looks better. Than
I don't dislike Fire Emblem. I actually liked Awakening quite a bit. Three Houses I thought was boring though. It's too long. And
I like.
Didn't love it.
I'm gonna stake a claim here
Mhm.
because I know a lot of people don't. I like the character designs. I like the main character girl looks cute.
The main character girl looks fine. Yeah.
The main character guy looks a little bit more ridiculous, but that's more to do with the way his hair crosses in front of his face.
I like the colors. That's
Yeah,
it.
I think the colors are cool. I don't quite understand why everybody is like immediately hating the two-tone hair color. I don't think it looks as ridiculous as everybody seems to think it does.
The key art is very nice and has the the red and blue two-tone thing going on too, and I think it looks nice.
Yeah, and the cover art's quite pretty. I don't know. I guess that maybe it's just like after how, and this is not like a teardown of Three Houses. I like Three Houses quite a bit. I played through all 3 of the main routes and the
Wow.
DLC. I only didn't do the one route where you like side with Edelgard or whatever. I like that game quite a bit, but it was very ugly.
Yeah, this
Like-
one definitely
like
looks a
one-
lot prettier. Like, wow.
One of the most hideously ugly games I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And the reason I think that that's notable is I actually think Fire Emblem does a pretty good job of looking really nice
Yeah.
most of
Yeah.
the time.
Do you know if they're bringing back the weapon triangle this time, or is that gone forever?
I'll be honest, I didn't pay enough attention, like granular attention to the trailer to know
That's
that or
fair.
not. I would kind of saw the pretty colors and
Yeah.
saw Marth show up, and I was like, huh. And then my
Yeah.
brain kind of turned into porridge.
I don't know. I kind of want to try a Fire Emblem again, and I don't know if that is going back to Three Houses or if that's just jumping into a new one. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'll play it. I don't know if I'll grab it immediately because, judging by this direct, spoiler alert, the first couple months of next year are ridiculous.
Yeah, there's too much
Yeah.
coming out.
But I am definitely interested. It's definitely on the agenda.
Yeah.
So Fire Emblem is, yeah, it looks cool.
I saw some people who were like worried that it was gonna be like gacha like in terms of summoning characters, and that doesn't really seem to be the case. So it doesn't seem like
I
there's
didn't get
10
the
million of
vibe,
them.
but
yeah,
I didn't really get that vibe, but one thing
Yeah.
I will say is that I do like the art style. I do like the character designs overall. It does look like a gacha game. and I mean, I guess that's just because the artist is known for doing gacha, but it does
Yeah.
give me that vibe. But that is also probably just because I follow too many people on Twitter that play like Fate and
yeah,
whatever those other ones are.
yeah.
yeah. I mean, it looks neat. I don't care about Fire Emblem, but it looks neat. That's where
Yeah.
I'm at.
I think it's cool that we get we're getting our first look at one of the new Smash newcomers for the next Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
game.
True.
We had some port things up next. Should
Yeah.
we just go? Can we just kind of quick go through this stuff?
We kind of go through it. Yeah, it takes.
So
two,
we don't need to talk about It Takes Two. It's coming to Switch. It looks okay visually. I don't know. That's all.
I don't know. I think it looks pretty
Yeah,
rough.
it
I don't
looks
think
rough.
you have to sugarcoat it.
I'm sad that it.
I think all the ports looked kind of bad.
I'm,
There's one port in here I'm actually kind of excited about.
I'm,
we'll get to
I'm
it.
sad that the copy of It Takes Two at retail is like it's another one of those like requires a download things,
Oh, yeah.
and not just for like the friend pass or whatever. It's like
Mm.
like a 3 gig download or whatever, and the game is like I want to say like I think it was 6 to 8 gigs, so
Yeah.
you can tell they cheaped out.
Yeah. Up next is a Fatal Frame port. I think this is a Wii one.
Yeah,
This is the one that I'm actually kind of excited about.
Yeah, this one looks cool.
Because if I recall correctly, this game did not come out in English
Correct.
before. So
Yeah.
this is the first time it's being released in English. So
Mhm.
for some intents and purposes, this is a new game for us
Yeah,
and our audience, except for the like 3 of them that speak Japanese.
Yeah.
It's also, if I recall, directed by Suda.
yep,
Oh, that's cool.
Who directed it because he loves his wife and she
Yeah.
wanted him to, which I think is adorable,
yeah. I
even
guess,
though he is very scared of horror games.
yeah. And his wife was like, "Please direct this horror game."
And And I guess in a way I'm kind of a fake fan because I've never actually played a Fatal Frame game, but I just think it's cool that it's actually going to be available. Like when I do eventually play through the Fatal Frame series, I will not have to worry about skipping Fatal Frame 4 now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess it's since it was a Wii game, it's kind of more of a remaster than anything. I don't know how it compares
Yeah, I
visually
mean,
or
it
anything.
doesn't look like a Wii game in the footage.
Yeah.
And I guess being fair, I probably won't play it on Switch when I do,
Yeah, it's
because
on
it is coming
everything.
out on PC and everything else. But
Yeah. It's good to see though.
Yeah, that was a cool one to see.
I think it would be cool if the other Fatal Frames eventually get like remastered or
yeah, like the
ported
Wii
up.
U
And,
one.
well, the
Well, that
Wii U
one's
one
already
already
out.
happened.
Oh, it already happened.
I'm talking
Oh.
about like 1, 2, and 3. Because
Yeah.
I have 2 on the Xbox, like original, but like I'm not gonna play it on that.
Yeah.
Two had a Wii remake. It would be nice to see that get
Yeah,
remastered
that's right.
too.
That'd be cool.
Can I take a
That-
second just to mention on the next thing because I'm seeing it staring me in the face.
The creepy robot?
The fucking weird ass robot and
Yeah, it's
so ugly.
That's creepy. I'm not a fan.
She looks like a head attached to like
Yeah.
yeah, it's that's part of your wave too, I guess, is the creepy
Yeah,
robot.
Yeah, I
there's
mean that's
a new hero,
Xenoblade.
there's swimsuits for all those people.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother!
Yeah.
Shout out to Bento.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I have nothing else to say about
Yeah, I
that.
have nothing else to say other than that robot girl is fucking hideous.
I don't care about the Xenoblade DLC stuff until they show a like expansion thing.
The Torna,
Yeah.
or like
a la Torna. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also still need to finish Xenoblade 3.
Yeah, it's a big game.
Yeah.
Don't play it.
Well, yeah, it's a big game, and you know what else is a big game? World
Nope.
of Warcraft Classic
Oh.
Wrath of the Lich King. Anyway,
It comes
moving on.
out September 26th. Next game is a SpongeBob the Cosmic Shake. Don't care.
Make him pass.
Yeah.
This one
This
was
one.
very funny. One of
This
the
one
funniest.
is so good.
rules.
One of the funniest announcements. Fifth. Yeah. You want to intro it?
I was actually gonna tell. Have either of you played fitness boxing?
Not yet.
I've seen it.
I have
There-
the demo downloaded.
It's fun. I have fitness boxing too. I grabbed it. It was on like a lightning sale on Amazon one day for like $10.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
nice.
I was like, hey, you know what? Why not?
Mhm.
It's actually a very fun game. I would say that if you look at it, like if you look it up and you like see the track list and you're kind of like, oh man, that track list is kind of rough. It is kind of rough. It's like, oh, Justin Bieber. But the one thing to like keep in mind about it is they didn't actually license the songs,
Nice.
Oh,
like
awesome.
the actual songs.
Yes, great.
It's just like dance party remixes that are
Yo.
all instrumental. There's no
all
there's no
instrumental.
lyrics.
That's
Man, I was
kinda
actually
great.
hoping for like the covers, like they did in Elite Beat Agents.
Or like guitar, like the old Guitar Heroes.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but I actually think that works to its benefit
Yeah.
because it's just like some decent electronic production
Yeah.
instead of having to like listen to the words to a song that you probably hate.
It's
I
nice.
like
It's
that
not
it's
too repetitive.
like dance remix. I wasn't expecting that.
So this game is the new fitness boxing game,
Mhm.
but it stars the people from Hokuto no Ken, or Fist of the North Star. I think is that right? Hokuto no Ken? Yeah, Hokuto
Are
no
you
Ken.
are you trying to show off?
Yeah.
No, it's just what I know it as, dude.
It's
Give me
it's
a break.
you probably got it close enough. Fist of the North
It's
Star.
Hokuto no Ken. I would just it's an anime about punching
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
fighting. It's if you've seen the meme, You're Already Dead, with the guy like kind of pointing forward at you.
One of our members, one of our fellow friends of the podcast, thought it was immediately JoJo. And
Yeah, because she sees a muscle on a cartoon man and it's like, oh my god, are we going on a strange quest? But yeah, so it's fitness boxing, but you play as characters from Fist of the North
it's
Star.
very funny.
It's
It-
great.
It's one of those crossovers that's like, it's like it's perfect, right?
It's
But
absolutely
also
perfect.
in your brain, it's like, haha, it'd be kind of funny if they did that.
But then they
I
did.
think see now what a crossover like this makes me want, because these games are like Nintendo exclusives. Like
Yeah.
these are Switch exclusives. These are
Mhm.
published by Nintendo, I think.
They
Wouldn't
usually
it
are, yeah. Imagineer
wouldn't it be
develops.
wouldn't it be rad if they just like Nintendo was just like, yeah, to use the fucking Punch Out characters
Yeah,
and the
this,
Punch
this
Yeah.
Out
is how we get a
music.
new Punch Out.
Well, it doesn't even have to be the new Punch Out.
I
It
know,
could
I
just
know.
be like a Punch Out licensed fitness boxing
That would be
game.
cute.
I
And-
think it would be cool as hell.
And it is nice that they made it like there's the normal sessions, but like there are like you do actually do fitness boxing to like fight people. Like they have like
Yeah.
HP and like there's bosses and stuff.
Oh, like a story mode? That's
yeah,
fun.
or of something
Arcade
of some
mode, yeah.
kind. Yeah.
And I believe the subtitle in Japan is "You are already fit."
That's so funny.
I just there are times where companies leaning in to mimetic stuff is really cringy,
Yeah.
but then there's times where they lean into it in a way that like actually feels like earned and natural.
Yeah.
And this feels earned and natural.
Mhm.
Yeah. I unironically, this is probably one of my favorite announcements in the entire direct.
It's definitely one of my favorite new announcements because I
Yeah.
think it's very fun.
It's very funny.
It put a smile on my face.
I would actually call it somewhat inspired as a sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot better than them just rolling out Fitness Boxing 3 with
Three,
another
yeah.
with another Bieber remix.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. I'm curious what the soundtrack will be like for this one.
Hopefully it'll be songs from the anime that
Yeah,
admittedly I haven't seen very much of.
Yeah.
But if there are iconic songs that people want, or it could be very funny if they're just fighting to Justin Bieber remixes.
Yeah.
that would be.
That
freaking
would also
hilarious.
be pretty great.
I kind of want that. I'm not gonna lie. It's like
No,
we're fighting to like Spice Girls remixes or something.
my smile quickly faded away.
The next
After
game was
that.
another Gang Beasts type. It's Oddballers. It's an Ubisoft. Ubisoft original. It just
Or-
looks like Gang Beast Dodgeball. It's like, who cares? I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm over those kind of like silly local co-op games.
The thing is, I've played a handful of them, and none of them are as fun as Gang Beasts.
No.
Yeah.
They try to be Gang Beasts or Overcooked, and they're never as good as those two.
Yeah.
I played that one. Was it Gunya Fighter? On
I've never
Switch.
heard of
It's
that
like
one.
it's like
Are you allowed to say that word? Okay.
It's like a Gang Beasts like arena fighter kind of thing.
Mhm.
And to its credit, it like has like a bunch of silly like modes and like stuff, but yeah, it's not. It's Gang Beasts as an arena fighter, and I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm good. Like, it was $1.
It's just uninspired,
Yeah.
and it feels like Gang Beasts came out almost. I don't want to freak anybody out, but Gang Beasts came out like almost 10 years ago.
Wow.
And it's like we got to move on from like this idea. Like I understand that it took you guys a long time to get your ideas together and whatever, but like I feel like a lot of indie games that try to chase those specific indie game trends, they never capture that fire in the bottle again, or
No, it's
lightning in the
hard.
bottle rather. Sorry.
It's very, very difficult to get like those that local co-op magic. Only a few games can do it.
Next
but
game,
not local co-op is another port is Tunic, which is a game I really like. The port looks
Pretty rough.
it looks a little
Yeah.
crusty.
they removed all of the great like depth of field things, which if you have another platform, play it there. But if you just have the Switch, this is a cool game, and I think a lot of Nintendo fans would like it.
I do want it, yeah.
Pretty early too, isn't it? Like, that footage was pretty early. I gather. Didn't it say it's not coming out until like late next year?
It's
Oh,
coming
so
out
maybe they
soon,
can-
actually.
Maybe they have
It's
time
coming
to transition it to a
it-
cloud version.
No, it's coming out on September 27th. So
Oh no, that's very soon.
Oh, I must have been thinking of something else then. Might
Yeah.
be.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably what that game's gonna look like.
It just looks pretty
uh,
blurry.
I haven't
But-
played Tunic yet, but having seen what Tunic looks like,
Yeah.
Play it on something else.
Play it on something else if you have
in
it.
my
But
opinion.
it's a beautiful game, and I really do think a lot of if you like classic Zelda stuff, you'd like this game a lot.
I'm definitely gonna like wait and see what the game looks like at launch.
If you thought Fire Emblem didn't have enough robots, boy, do I have 3 games for you.
Yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, this was pretty.
This looks
This is
cool as
cool,
hell.
yeah.
Go for it. Yeah.
I think these games were like announced already.
Yeah.
Like 1 and 2 were the remakes for Front Mission 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But them announcing they're going to remake Front Mission 3 as well is like extremely hype.
Yeah.
I've never played these. But they look
That's the
fun.
fan favorite. That's the fan favorite is Front Mission 3.
That's cool. I'm just glad for Front Mission fans because they've taken so many L's over the years.
Yeah.
What was that game
Yeah.
that was like in the Front Mission universe, but like wasn't?
Oh, and it
was
Oh
bad.
God.
I forgot the name of it.
Hold on. I know exactly what you're talking. Left Alive.
Yes.
Oh.
That game.
And everybody
Alive.
got like super hype about it because it had that Yoji Shinkawa art, the guy who does Metal Gear, the like Metal
Yep.
Gear art for the covers.
Mm.
Yeah, that was an L, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's unfortunate. So I'm glad that Front Mission fans are actually getting Front Mission, and not only are they
they all
getting
look
Front
fun.
Mission, they're getting some that didn't make it to the West and like
Mhm.
remade and stuff. It's
Yeah,
Forever
I think
Entertainment, so it's kind of a mid remake, but like it's fine.
They look good,
Yeah,
they
they're
look
fine.
pretty good.
and I'm pretty sure like Front Mission 1 is like a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
getting like
I like how the weapon effects look. Like
remade.
when you shoot, it shows like which area gets hit.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is cool
yeah.
for those kind of games. Next up is another remake.
Yeah.
My sister really liked this one.
yeah,
So
in
did
the day.
mine.
our
I did too, though. I thought it was cute.
friend of mine really likes this one as well.
Yeah, this is the Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life, formerly known as Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life for the GameCube.
Yeah. This one always seemed to be a popular entry in that
This
series.
is one of the fan favorites. Yeah,
Yeah.
along with like Back to Nature. People really like this one.
Yeah, it was this one, and they actually already put out a remake of Friends of Mineral Town on the Switch.
Yes,
which
that's
was
the
other
GBA
that
one.
was- yeah, that was another big.
We'll
fan
probably get a Back
favorite.
to Nature remake at some point if they have the rights to it.
Is it combining A Wonderful Life and Another Wonderful Life? I think the only difference was like you could be a girl in Another Wonderful
Oh.
Life.
Yeah, I mean, from the looks of literally looking at just the trailer, it looks
Yeah.
like you can play as a boy or a girl. So
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure Friends of Mineral Town was the same way,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
where they
just-
released a boy version and a girl version. And
Did it have the
they're both on
behind the
Switch.
back camera before, or is that new to this?
I think it did.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was a full 3D game.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good.
It looks a little crusty.
I mean, I think it looks fine.
I mean, it's fine.
It looks
I
better
prob-
than some of the other farming games we'll talk about later.
God.
I probably won't play it again. Here's the thing: there's one farming game I'm interested in playing
Mhm.
at this point,
And we'll get to it.
and we'll get to it because
After
they showed it again,
3 other
and
ones.
it looks fucking hot.
Did anyone
now.
try the demo? I downloaded. Okay, we'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get
Yeah.
to it.
Next is these first Splatfest.
Hell yeah,
For
baby.
Splatoon 3, we got a grub, fun, and gear.
Yep. It opened up today. You can pick your side and you can earn conch shells for the
When is
Yeah.
it?
it is next week.
I might be playing by next weekend. We'll see.
Splatoon 3 rules, which we'll talk about in another podcast.
It is
but
the
it rules.
23rd through the 25th.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, there's a chance I'll eke in there at the end.
Yeah. I'm choosing fun. I don't
I'm
know.
choosing grub.
I will be choosing whatever Big Man chooses.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's
also
that
fair.
would have if I didn't feel like strongly, I would just pick what Big Man picks. But I guess they added a thing. I guess to since this is related to Splatnet 3, which is the like mobile online service for
Mhm.
Splatoon, kind of like Nook Link from Animal
Yeah.
Crossing. They have a thing now where you can see what your friends have picked, and you can also, if you haven't voted yet, you can like put what you're going to pick so that like people can like see what you're going to do and like maybe
Oh,
figure
that's
out
cool.
about teaming up and stuff, which is nice.
Can you like send your friend a thumbs down for picking the wrong thing?
Yeah, probably. Sending
Cool.
a tentacle down.
Most of my friends are voting for Gear. What the heck?
Yeah,
What the heck?
because-
Gear.
Yeah, I'm picking fun.
Rob.
Fun. Literally opening it to vote right now.
I just voted. Next is a really cool one. James,
Yeah.
do you want to take this one too?
Oh God, yes. Octopath Traveler is like my favorite JRPG of this generation. Probably of the past 10 years. It tops everything that I've played. It's better than Persona 5. It's better than Bravely Default 2 by a lot. It's better than Dragon Quest 11.
Wow.
It's better than Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I haven't finished Xenoblade 3 yet, but I suspect it'll still be above Xenoblade 3. Everything. I love Octopath Traveler 1. I know it's kind of a somewhat divisive game among a lot of people because like it's a very demanding combat system. If you don't, it forces you to find the like exploits in it, and if you don't find the exploits in it, you have a real rough grind ahead of you to like be able to progress into like the second chapters of each story. And I know that a lot of people weren't super thrilled about how the characters, all 8 of the characters, their plots were pretty separated.
Yeah.
They didn't really cross over with each other, but that's something they're apparently fixing in this one.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have much of an issue with it. I do agree that being added would be super interesting. But do you remember like back when you were in high school, did you ever have to read oh goodness, it is escaping me. Chaucer. The author was Chaucer. Canterbury Tales. Did you ever read the Canterbury Tales?
We
when
only
you were in
read
high
part
school?
of it.
Nope.
Like they just
Well,
had us
it-
read like a few chapters here and there.
Yeah, well, it's like there was several different stories, like
Mhm.
each chapter or whatever is its own story, and that's what Octopath reminded me of.
Mhm.
And that's such a okay. It's not a super unique thing because it's what the Saga series does as well. They kind of have your party made up of a bunch of individual characters that have their own stories going on,
Yeah.
but it's still relatively unique. And Saga's not a series that ever really took off with anybody, especially in the way Octopath did. Shouldn't say anybody, it has its fan base, but
Yeah.
Octopath appealed to a wider group of people. Uh, I really liked that approach to the storytelling because it was 4 just short stories, like slight spoilers for Octopath, but like once you finish all of them, there is a final boss that's like a world-ending threat, like a giant god thing.
Mhm.
But when you're just doing the 8 stories, they're just these little self-contained stories that are happening in this like lived-in world that feels real and doesn't. It never like it's never like, oh, we're uniting with the power of friendship to take down a god, which is fine. I like that kind of story just fine. But if I want that kind of story, I could play literally any other JRPG.
Sure. Yeah.
With this one, I got a fully unique experience with how the story played out, and I'm hoping that that's kind of how it goes with this one too. Even though their stories apparently intermingle this time, and it'll be very interesting to see how they handle that because with 8 separate characters and 8 separate stories that you can kind of freely engage with, like as you like. I do wonder how they can cross paths and how many different like variables there'll be.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's super exciting. I could ramble on about Octopath for like an hour, and I'm not going to put anybody through that. But it looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
HD 2D, I swear to God, is like an engine that looks better every time we see it.
It's a masterpiece, and it looks it looks the best it's ever looked here.
It looked like I remember when they announced Triangle Strategy, and I was like, "Wow, HD 2D looks even better than Octopath." And then they announced Dragon Quest 3,
Yeah.
and then Live Alive, and I was like, God, it looks even better in these 2 games than it does in Triangle Strategy. And now that you got Octopath 2, and it looks even better than those 2 games.
Yeah.
It's wild shit.
If
man.
I was to play like a JRPG that wasn't like not Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest 11, it would be something like Octopath. because they just seem very appealing.
I assume I don't know anything about the Octopath 2 yet. Like I don't know if it's still like the same exact creative team. I assume it is.
Mhm.
Like I guess I wouldn't see why that wouldn't be. But I one thing I specifically hope is I hope that Yasunori Nishiki comes back to do the soundtrack, because Octopath's soundtrack is out of this world good. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
surprised
that's
that-
224 or 23, so it's very
I
soon.
know.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not very soon. That's still like what, 6 months?
It
5
feels
months?
very soon, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels soon, but yeah, it's still 6 months
yeah.
away.
Sooner than I would have expected.
Yeah.
For a game that they're like, hey, this exists now. Also, we
Yeah.
just put out Triangle Strategy. Also, we just put out
Yeah.
Live Alive. Also, yeah, like
Square's on like a
wild.
roll.
This is jokingly called the Square Direct.
I'm just surprised. Like, I feel like not many people are talking about Octopath 2. I thought that, like, out of all the announcements, I felt like that people would have been talking about this one more than they seem to be so far.
Maybe they are.
Maybe,
I don't
yeah.
know.
I mean, I could just be like where I'm looking,
Seeing-
but like,
The one thing, I think one thing you have to think about when it comes to Octopath 2 is it did sell very well and it found an audience. But it also, like, a lot of people that ended up playing it felt let down by it. Because they were expecting a more traditional, like, Super Nintendo RPG because of how it looked.
yeah.
And where I found that the things about it that were super different were really endearing and cool and interesting.
Yeah.
There were quite a few people that were like totally turned off by it. So
It's like I thought
maybe
at least,
there's a little more
people would be-
trepidation.
more people would be talking about it compared to like farm, whatever. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, memes are always going to take over the discourse.
that's true. Speaking of farm,
Yeah, so I think it's really unfortunate that so many farm games are coming out, because like this next one's called Fae Farm. It's another farming crafting game, but it doesn't look bad. It just looks too
Yeah.
similar. That why would someone pick this right now? But
yeah,
It does.
I feel bad for it because it looks like a very well polished one of these games. It looks cute. It's got like some dungeony. It's got the crafting stuff. It's got the farming, but
It doesn't have a hook.
it doesn't have a hook.
yeah. Well, it's like it's a bunch of the farming or the games with farming elements in them that show up in this direct. It's kind of like, I think James and I talked about this last night briefly, but like, you know, Stardew Valley obviously took off, and a lot of developers were inspired by some of the elements at play there and decided to kind of include them in their games or make games that were, you know, adjacent to that, and they just so happened to be kind of like, you know, ending development around the same time.
Yeah.
And they just so happened to be chosen to be all featured in this one presentation for some reason. So
it's just
doesn't
unfortunate for them.
Yeah, it doesn't do them any favors. I'm not really sure why Nintendo chose to like feature as many in this archetype in this presentation as they did. I felt like it feels like it was a disservice to all of the games that even like shared those traits, even if the games were radically different from one another.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that I actually think is a little bit interesting to think about is like, while I do agree that there are probably a bunch of indie games, like just little indie projects that are farming games that were inspired by Stardew.
Yeah.
A couple of these farming games in this direct, like Story of Seasons, Wonderful Life, and we haven't talked about it yet, but we may as well stick it here. The remake of Rune Factory 3.
Oh yeah.
Those are not like little. I mean, they're not
Yeah.
big, huge games made by a big, huge company, but they're not little indie games.
They're bigger than
Yeah.
Stardew's one-person team.
Yeah, so it's like it's not just that. It's like, and I need to double check this, but I think Rune Factory and Story of Seasons are made by the same people.
Yes, I'm pretty sure you're right.
Marvelous.
Yeah.
Well, they're both published by Marvelous.
Oh, development
Yeah.
wise.
So they might not have the same
They were, because Rune Factor was originally called a Fantasy Harvest Moon.
Correct.
Their sister series at the very least.
Yeah.
So to what I don't quite understand is like, why did Marvelous just decide that they're gonna pump out like?
Yeah, you're cannibalizing your own sales at that point.
Yeah, and it's like not just the remake of Rune Factory 3. They also said that there's another Rune Factory in development.
Yeah, and Rune Factory 5 just came out.
And so did the remake of Rune Factory 4.
Yeah, it's weird that the 4 remake came out before the 3 remake too, because like, how many people are going to play like the 200-hour game that is Rune Factory 4 or 5 and say, I wonder how 3 is.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm not that audience.
Yeah,
I love Stardew, but like none of the other games capture that magic for me yet.
Maybe someone else is that audience, and
Yeah.
I'm the asshole. And you know what? Power to them. If like all they want to do is play Rune Factory and Wonderful Life,
Yeah, great. And you got 1,000 hours of content there.
Yeah, y'all are eating. It is a rich harvest this year.
Really now.
So
but
the next game.
I don't know. Sorry. It's just strange. It's just strange.
Yeah. I mean, the same thing happens with movies too. You'll like, just the way development cycles work. You'll get like 5 pirate movies in a year. And
guess I just have to wonder if like Marvelous saw what happened with the Stardew and we're like, well, we're gonna ever make any money off of this series. It's time to go. Put them out.
Who owns Fishing King? Is that Natsume still, or does Marvelous have that Game Boy series? They should bring that back.
I don't even know at this point what
you mean
Natsume
River King
has and doesn't.
Oh, River King. Yeah. Sorry. Bring back River King.
I had that game on Game Boy, and it was another game that taught me I don't like RPGs.
So
apparently it was only in North America that it was marketed as a spinoff of Harvest Moon. So
yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize it was marketed as a Harvest Moon spinoff. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, well, I thought that's why you were bringing it up.
Oh no! Oh, I think you meant River King. I'm sorry.
I do mean River King.
Yeah.
No, I do mean River King.
Oh, you do mean River King. Oh yeah. I did not know that. No, I just consider them in the same area, but that makes sense.
That's probably why.
Interesting.
No, you're not immune to propaganda.
Yeah. Speaking of propaganda,
I don't know what this has to do with propaganda.
A Final Fantasy 14 advertisement.
Shut up.
Threatrhythm looks.
Yeah.
Threatrhythm final bar line looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to let you two talk about this because this is probably the only Final Fantasy game that either of you have not only any interest in, but also maybe any real history with.
Yeah.
So actually, I barely have any history with this game. I've actually played a little bit of Final Fantasy VII, both versions, and I want to finish them. And I played some 14, but I played this in the arcade last week, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
Threatrhythm, and it's really fun. It's got 2 little arcade sticks and a button on each side, and you just smash them buttons, and it's a good old time, and that made me excited for this game.
I have the Threatrhythm games on 3DS, and I still need to put more time into them, but I really enjoyed them despite not giving 2 shits about Final Fantasy because I like rhythm games and Final Fantasy music is good.
Yeah, it's great music even if you're not into that style of game.
And I enjoyed the gameplay of Threatrhythm. They had like there's like a couple of different like styles. There's like the exploration
there's like field and battle and
the music video
and
thing.
like FMV or whatever.
Yeah, and I noticed that is back here again, looking a little bit different. I think for the music video.
Does this have the co-op version in there?
I think so.
Probably, right?
I believe they said it was co-op. Yeah.
Okay,
but
cool.
This has 387 songs by default.
Yeah. And if you have the DLCs, it goes up to like over 500.
Yeah, it's like there's 87 or something DLC songs, which are all from other Square series, like Saga, and stuff.
Nier is the one that I care the most about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Curtain Call on the 3DS, the second Threatrhythm game, dabbled in other series as well.
Yeah.
In the DLC. Yeah.
The thing that sucks with this one, as I'm gonna say it again because I hate this shit. Um, if you get the digital deluxe version, you get a bonus 27 songs, and those songs are not available for purchase separately.
Oh, that
Um,
sucks. I don't like that.
Oh,
and
I didn't
so
even realize that. That
yeah,
sucks
so like
ass.
if you buy retail like me, you just kind of don't get 27 songs for no real apparent reason.
Hopefully that's just like a time thing, but that's
I hope
unfortunate.
so. I think it's silly. I don't
Mm.
like. It's
No,
one
I
thing if
agree.
you want me to buy DLC songs, which that's
Yeah.
fine, like whatever. But don't do that weird stuff where it's like
Yeah.
you can get the
Yeah.
same package in a slightly different format and not get content because
Yeah,
question
that's
mark.
unfortunate.
That's the one
Yeah,
thing that
that
kind of
sucks.
sours me a little bit. But this was one of my favorite announcements is seeing
Yeah,
Threatrhythm
this
back.
was very, very hyped to have on Switch.
Very, very good game.
And it's nice because unlike the 3DS, the Switch has dual analog sticks, which is more like the arcade.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
arcade has
Well,
the 2 sticks.
What's interesting is the original Threatrhythm game was touchscreen only, I think.
Oh, wow.
The Curtain Call added button controls.
Was it a mobile game?
No.
Yeah.
Well, it is on phones, but it was
Yeah.
a 3DS game first.
Yeah, it was
Oh, I didn't
a-
realize it was
a-
touch only. That's
It was very
wild.
much a stylus based.
The original
'Cause-
was again like the sequel
yeah.
had button stuff.
The arcade one I played was Curtain Call.
Is it? I thought they made a unique version for arcade.
Oh, I thought it was called Curtain Call. Maybe it's
it could
not.
be. I have no idea.
I think it was also might have been in Japanese. So
Yeah. Either way, I'm glad to see it.
yeah,
I was sad.
and it's
that
got
Dragon
online
Quest
4-player
Warrior-
battles is cool too. I don't know if the old version had that, but it's still cool either way.
I was sad that the Dragon Quest Theatrhythm didn't make it out to the West
Oh,
on
that's
3DS,
unfortunate.
but I heard it was kind of mid anyway. So
Yeah, it's because Dragon Quest music sucks,
well,
dude.
yeah, war crimes, etc., etc.
Also, the arcade game is called All Star Carnival.
Yes, that's it. You're right.
Yeah,
All Star Carnival.
Yeah, that was fun. I want to play more of that next time at the
you're an
arcade.
All Star.
And I mean, the track list seems good, and then you find out that At Xanark Land is like a digital only bonus song, and you're like, man,
That's unfortunate.
Did you just call it Xanark Land?
I don't know what the fuck it's called.
Did you literally? Oh my!
What?
At Xanark Land.
That's what I thought. It was
I'm
called.
losing my
Shut
mind.
up. What is it called?
It's called To Xanarkand.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention, so yeah, there's
At
that.
Xanark Land.
I'm going with my westernization of Xanark Land.
We got a lot to go through, so we're gonna go through this next one pretty fast. Does anyone have anything new to say about Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope?
I still don't care.
I played the original recently on trial and really enjoyed it, and this one looks neat.
A lot different.
I'm not crazy about the whole like equipping sparks thing. Like I just don't like those kinds of systems. But
Yeah.
The worlds seem more exploration based. And removing the grid is an interesting choice for
Well,
combat.
it looks more like Valkyrie Chronicles, while the first one was more like XCOM.
Yeah.
So they're pretty
neat.
different strategy game templates, which is neat.
Yeah. I think it looks great.
Yeah.
I think it looks fun. I'll wait for it to get like $20.
Yeah,
'cause
I'll eventually.
It's a Ubisoft game,
Yeah,
so
I'm not getting it like anytime
No.
soon.
but I do want to try it at some point.
Especially since they're putting Rayman in it. Ugh.
The sparks
Yeah,
are
maybe.
oh, Rayman's cool.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Rayman. That was like
Yeah, I like
one
Rayman a
nice
lot.
thing. It'd be nice if
Mhm.
Rayman could get like another game, but
A game, yeah.
No.
Next was Room Factory 3, which we talked about.
Yeah, it looks crusty.
And
That's my
yeah,
opinion. It looked very crusty.
it looks as crusty as 4 Special does.
Yeah.
Next, we got new games for the Nintendo Switch expansion pack.
Oh yeah, I think this is
um,
worth mentioning for a second.
no,
Pilot
I-
Wings 64.
Yeah.
Getting its first re-release ever.
Ever,
Um,
wow.
Yeah. So Pilot Wing 64 prominently features the Twin Towers in one of its locations.
Oh, wow. I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah.
That is something.
So
That why?
I don't know, but people.
I thought it was a
are-
licensing issue.
People are definitely curious, but something that's
Oh,
neat-
like if they're gonna like edit them out or something.
yeah. I mean, I don't see why you how they would, because they're, I think,
Gonna actually, Nintendo's like unironically gonna do a new Super 911.
shut
They're gonna
up.
get rid of the Twin Towers again. That's
But
messed up, dog.
something cool.
And they also, yeah, there's other games too.
Well, something cool about Pilot Wings is that it appears to be unlocked frame rate, so it appears to be running at like 60 FPS in.
Oh,
I
that's
wonder
cool.
if that's like a mistake.
Yeah, I mean,
and
I
they'll
wouldn't be
fix
surprised
that.
if it
Yeah.
was fixed. Yeah.
Yeah, they fixed the upgrade.
Quote unquote fixed.
God damn, that would be the most Nintendo thing.
Yeah,
they
that
could
would
possibly
be a very
do.
Nintendo-like solution.
I was surprised to see that they're bothering to put Mario parties other than 2 on here.
I was very excited to see that. I don't care about Mario Party 1, but 2 and 3 are my favorite Mario Party games. Even with Superstars, I prefer 2 and 3.
I'm a weirdo and really like the original Mario Party a lot because it's so odd compared to a lot of the
I didn't grow
sequels.
up with it. I'll admit, like I started with 2, so that's just the one I know better.
I was just surprised they included Mario Party 1 considering the
Yeah.
whole rotating stick thing.
Yeah, the whole controversy.
I
Um,
abstain.
Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 are cool to see. There was
Yeah,
a little
I d-
thing on the bottom that said you can't transfer Pokemon into this. The Japanese
unfortunate.
messaging was more like you can't transfer Pokemon from Game Boy into this, which, yeah, no shit. So I'm kind of curious to see how that plays
Yeah.
out.
It would be awesome if it can link up to Game Boy NSO if that's ever real. But
Yeah, that was my takeaway. Was like,
Mhm.
I feel like this whole section would have been a great time if that service exists.
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
it does, which it seems like it probably will.
Yeah.
For them to be like, hey, yeah, you can play Pokemon Red and Blue and send
Yeah.
them on over. Because otherwise, like, playing Stadium with the rental teams is boring as hell.
I just
like,
want them for the mini games.
The
to be
mini games
honest.
is really like, I guess it's
Yeah.
good for them to be there for the mini games. That is cool.
That's all
But-
I care about. for
Random
Pokemon
team battles could be fun online, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
But again, like Pokemon battles are not really my thing.
Yeah. 1080 is nice to see. I hate
Yeah.
Excitebike 64 with a bloody passion.
I've never played it, so
Ugh.
I'm at least gonna try it.
It's not Excitebike at all.
Yeah.
It uses every button on the N64 controller.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
That's
And then-
kind of cool.
No, it's not. I promise.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't trust you though.
It's just
And then-
like just don't call it Excitebike. If it was like literally anything else, I'd be like, okay, cool. There's an expectation there, but calling it Excitebike and it just does not play anything even remotely similar to Excitebike, and it's just really overcomplicated. Anyway,
And then it's funny. The most their like big reveal N64 game was not nearly as exciting as Mario Party 3 for me. To be
Yeah.
Oh
honest,
yeah,
GoldenEye.
man, I hate GoldenEye. so-
GoldenEye.
I don't mind GoldenEye. I don't really have any strong feelings about GoldenEye.
I think the single player is cool. I think the multiplayer, people are gonna not be happy with this, but I don't think the multiplayer holds up well.
I do think it's really funny that the Switch Online version of GoldenEye has baked in online due to the emulator, and the Xbox version that they simultaneously announced is confined to local play.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. So you either have to choose whether you want online or whether you want like dual analog controls and like 4K upgrade.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
strange.
I'll tell you right now that dual analog controls would make the game playable. And N64's online netcode, in my experience, pretty bad.
It's a mixed
Yeah.
bag.
So-
Yeah, you have to live like pretty close to the people.
You could do the thing where that control scheme in the original where you use 2 N64 controllers to do.
I
dual
wonder
analog.
if you can use that.
Probably.
I'm
can.
sure it's in the menu.
Yeah, but I wonder if it works.
Yeah, you can have it as just make it 2 Joy-Cons instead. Easy.
Yeah.
I don't know how. they would
Anyways,
do it.
it's GoldenEye. These games are gonna come out over the next 2 years though. Like this
Well,
isn't like a fun new big
I
drop.
think it's 9 months. Yeah.
Still, it's a while.
The thing that's
Anyways,
kind of weird is that it looks like they may release them like in order, like Mario Party 1, Mario Party 2, Mario Party 3.
I hope they don't do that. They
Pokemon
should spread out the
Stadium.
Mario parties.
Yeah, I know someone. I think Mondo was
really
saying
hope they
like
don't do that.
the reveal order that they're in and the way that they're listed on the Japanese site is identical to how they were shown previously. That dictated the order, and as of right now, the
Oh.
order is Mario Party 1, 2, 3, Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. which I think is really funny. And
I really
stupid.
wish that they would just, if they're so intent on putting all 3 Mario parties out, they should just put all 3 of them out at the same
Yeah,
time.
Mario
Or
Party should just come out at
space,
this.
just
Yeah, or
space
space them
out.
out.
Like same with Pokemon Stadium, like two
well-
Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, just space it out. Even put like one
No.
game in between it, you know?
No, I'm just saying do it all at once.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like, this is the Mario Party drop. This
Yeah.
is the Pokemon Stadium drop.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that would be ideal, but they hate
Yeah.
gamers and they
Yeah.
love
They're on that strict one game per month
it sucks.
schedule. Yeah.
Getting one Nintendo 64 ROM a month, or like a meager
it's
little.
just ridiculous.
Please,
man.
Nintendo, may I have another N64 ROM?
Yeah. I personally
Oh.
don't mind the 1 a month N64 thing because it's at least consistent. And also, at least in my personal opinion, there's not that much decent on N64 anyway, so releasing stuff once a month is how you're going to make that last for a while.
How are you gonna get your N64 games if you don't play Alicia Dragoon?
Yeah, that's true. They didn't include the Sega Genesis drop in the Direct either, which
Yeah,
is
'cause they don't
typical,
wanna
but
put
like
Earth-
since it got dropped like 2 days later, it's kind of weird they didn't just throw it in there as well.
What was the Genesis games? I missed those.
Alicia Dragoon,
Beyond Oasis, and Earthworm Jim.
Earthworm Jim 1.
Oh, Beyond Oasis is cool. That's the
Yeah.
only game I know of that group.
Alicia Dragoon. Is
Well, I know
cool, too.
Earthworm Jim, but
Alicia Dragoon's made by the people that made the Lunar games.
Oh,
the
that's
Lunar
cool,
RPG series. It's okay. It's a pretty mid game in my
Oh, it's
opinion,
not-
but
okay.
it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a lot better than Earthworm Jim.
I have no interest in playing a not bad Genesis game in 2022. I'll be honest with you.
But I've never played Beyond Oasis.
It's cool,
So
From what I
wanna check
played,
that
I
out.
only did a
Yeah.
little bit, but it's neat.
I played a little bit
Alright.
of the Saturn one, Legend of Oasis.
Yeah.
That one
I didn't
seemed
even
neat.
know it had a sequel. That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, cool drop. Too bad they didn't show that
Anyway.
in the Direct.
All right.
Worth
Next
mentioning.
We can go through this one pretty quickly. It's an Apple Arcade launch title.
Yeah.
Various Day Life. It still looks like a mobile game. It doesn't look very appealing on a console.
$30.
So the through line here that is a little interesting is it is an Asano game. The guy responsible for Octopath and Bravely Default and all of that stuff. I've not heard very much good about it.
Yeah, I've heard mostly mid things about it.
I've heard mostly bad things
Okay.
about it. But is it free on Switch?
No, it's $30.
No.
$30.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a free to play game on mobile either. It was an Apple Arcade title.
Are you fucking for real?
Yeah.
$30? Okay, I was gonna say maybe I would check it out, but fucking
Yeah, let me just
Pass,
verify
dog.
that real quick because I heard that, and it's on Steam as well. It's $28.99 on Steam.
It's probably the same on Switch.
And
though.
it is let's see, it's loading. It is $28.99 on Switch.
yeah. Okay, well, if I ever try that, it'll either be on PC borrowed from my good friend, or at a very steep discount. Never mind.
Yeah. I am glad to see more Apple Arcade stuff making its way to
Yeah, it's
other
cool that those
platforms.
exclusive deals end. Then they can come to other things.
I still want
Yeah.
Two Rocket. Just give me
Yeah.
No,
Two
that's
Rocket
just gone
numbers.
forever. That just disappeared.
Another port's up next. Factorio.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone here's a Factorio person.
I'm not, but there was one thing I saw about this that I wanted to point out that was cool. Well, two things. One, it's got cross-platform online, and second, it has a LAN mode, which I think is really cool.
That's
So,
cool.
Yeah.
That's
Ib.
Factorio on a Switch.
Ib.
The
This
next,
seems
yeah,
familiar
it looks
to
like a
me.
Game Maker game from like 2008. It
Yeah.
looks
It
kind of
is.
cool.
Okay,
Oh,
so
it is.
I did actually a little poking around about this because I actually remember we were sitting in me, you, and it's like one other person were sitting in
Tender.
voice chat, Tender, talking about the Direct as it was happening, and I remember saying something along the lines of like, "That looks just bad enough to be interesting."
Yeah.
So I did a little poking around about it because I thought it sounded familiar. It is indeed an RPG Maker game. The original was made in RPG Maker 2000. It came out in 2012. This remake, is made in RPG Maker MV, which is the newer
nice.
RPG Maker. It is indeed one of those like very popular among the denizens of the corners of the internet. Like
Five
Yume
Nights at
Nikki.
Freddy's.
No,
Shut
not
up.
that group. Are you like familiar with Yume Nikki?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
It's that kind of like
Okay.
vibe.
That's
that
probably
kind of
interesting.
audience. Yeah, I mean, seeing it like that, it's in knowing that that's what it is. I'm interested in it.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I don't want to know any more about it than what little I figured out, because I have a feeling that part of the experience is being surprised by what's in it. So.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Clay, you'll handle the next
Oh,
one.
baby, my girl Pauline is in Mario Strikers. Diddy Kong too, but
Yeah,
Pauline
they both
more
look nice in it.
importantly. Yeah, they look great. They're
Mhm.
adding another stadium and more customization stuff and some tweaks. I wish they kind of went more into that stuff specifically, but the characters were the headliners.
I believe that I saw that Pauline is now the most powerful character in the game.
I hope she is, because
Nice.
that's my girl. She is powerful.
I still intend to give this game a run eventually, because I really like Strikers.
Yeah, I need to get back into it, honestly. I just kind of... bad timing and other stuff kind of contribute to that
Extremely
for
bad
me.
timing.
Mhm.
I'm assuming James is going to handle the next one.
Is he into Rise of games?
I don't know.
I'm just the designated JRPG person.
Yeah,
is the
you
thing. Like, and I understand that. I have that hat on. I've played like 10 minutes of the first Atelier Ryza, and it was fun. I got sidetracked by something. It wasn't its fault that I stopped. I do want to play through them.
Mm-hmm.
This one looked good. It looked like open world.
Not beat around the bush. These people know what they're doing.
Yeah.
That character is designed for a purpose, and she is filling that purpose.
She is doing it, baby.
I've seen the pre-order bonuses, and they are all egregious.
That's funny.
From all of the different places in Japan, all have their own like fun little CG art thing. Some of them are like, oh, she's in a swimsuit. Some of them are, oh, she's in a fucking wedding dress. And it's like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time since like the PS2 that because the Atelier games, the way that I think I'm saying that right now.
Atelier Ryza. Yeah.
I used to think it was pronounced like Atelier, but then the way they said it in the direct was Atelier, I believe.
Yeah.
Like some fucking like French word or something. Who cares?
Yeah.
I think this is the first time since the PS2 where it's been like they have a third game for a single protagonist. Because like for the most part, the Atelier games since the PS2 have been one-offs with the occasional direct sequel here and there for the one character.
But Ryza is like the most popular thing among that community.
Yeah. And I mean, we're not judging anyone.
I am.
I understand.
People have needs, and they want JRPGs with open worlds and farming and keys
and giant,
quests.
huge quests and extremely short
battle durations.
He's got big ass thighs, dude. Like, good God, they get bigger with every game. It's ridiculous.
All right.
Well, she's trained. Yeah, the next one. This looks cool. I'll take this one. Mario Kart Booster Pack Course Wave 3. They just showed a teaser for it. We got Merry Mountain from Mario Kart Tour, which I think is a fun stage. It is a nondescript holiday stage.
Definitely not a
Christmas stage.
Yeah.
We all gather around the Hanukkah wreath and eat our Hanukkah candy canes.
And then it was the Peach's Garden from the Nintendo DS one, which is a great stage as well.
Peach's Garden looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm now, I think, of the opinion that the DS games in particular, or the DS tracks in particular, after Waluigi Pinball as
Mhm.
well, benefit like the most from the Mario Kart Tour glow up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree so far.
I played Merry Mountain in Tour. It was fine. It didn't really do much for me personally. Like, it wasn't bad. I just was kind of there.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to seeing it here because they always tweak it a bit. Um, but the Peach Gardens, I was pleasantly surprised to see that
Mhm.
they're including. And if anyone's watching this and are like, you know, or have been paying attention to Mario Kart, the entire Wave 3 has already leaked, but it was nice to see a preview of what they look
Yeah.
like.
Oh, half pipes are back, which is
Yep,
really cool.
half pipes.
That's the big thing. There is new gameplay features in Mario Kart 8, a game from 25 years ago,
I noticed that they included anti-grav in Merry Mountain, which was nice
which
as
is
well.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems. I'm interested. It comes out what? And they said holiday, so probably December. I
Yeah.
guess, which makes sense. They probably want Merry Mountain out before the holiday, just for
Mhm.
the sake of like marketing.
Yeah.
Uh, One thing I think is a little bit interesting is that if you have been subscribing to NSO since its inception, um, and you're gonna have to pay your full like year penance again
Yeah.
before this comes out if you're intending to continue to play the Mario Kart Tour DLC pack without paying
Yeah.
for it separately.
I mean, if you're someone who
Um,
only plays one game, you're probably just getting the base tier and just buying this pack, right? It's not that much money. It was like
sure.
$25.
You
Yeah.
know, I just think it's interesting that they've only managed to get 2 of the packs out in the first.
Oh yeah, they're milking
Uh,
it. This is the we'll see these at every direct for a while.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, they
and
were saying through the end of 2023, so I figured it would be 3 waves this year, three waves next
Mhm.
year.
Yeah, and that means they don't have to add another new expansion pass like DLC, I guess, for a while. But I hope they do still.
Curious if the
2.
Splatoon 3 will make it.
Oh, that would be cool. I wonder, since like that game is a money factory.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. I hadn't thought about that. I guess the biggest, and I mean we haven't seen it yet, but we know it's going to exist. I guess the biggest game with a DLC that's not included in it's probably Xenoblade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Torna's not on there yet, which it
Well,
should be at some
I
point.
meant Xenoblade 3's.
Oh yeah, 3.
Yeah.
Um,
I could see Splatoon 3's on there because I mean Animal Crossing's was.
I mean, they added
Yeah.
Octo for Splatoon 2.
Yeah, so yeah, I could see that.
I think one thing that's interesting to think about is like they went back to the first pack and touched things up.
They did.
So I'll be very interested to see if they do any more touch ups on
Mhm.
any of the other tracks.
That was great to see.
Yeah.
They made the cars
pack
move.
1 or 2. And it's especially cool to see that they are adding anti-grav stuff. And they did other tiny things too, like adding it so there's tracks in the sand and the grass when you drive through them because initially there weren't in the first pack and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If they continue to go back and like as they obviously get a little more proficient with like porting these tracks over from tour to 8
Mhm.
and continue to tweak things a little bit, I think that'd be pretty cool,
Yeah,
honestly.
I like that. I appreciate that a lot.
I can't believe that Mario Kart 8 is going to be a relevant game 10 years after its release, and it's also going to have nearly 100 tracks in it by the time we're
Yeah,
done.
it is becoming Mario Kart Ultimate,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is great.
Only
Unfortunate
the next
next
one.
up next.
Yeah, I'll take the next one.
Do you want to take that? Yeah.
As the
go for it.
resident Switch Sports fanatic.
Mhm.
It's they delayed golf to holiday.
They delayed Golf, a game that came with the Nintendo Wii. It's silly.
But it's going to be 21 golf courses, and unfortunately they are all from Wii Sports. They don't appear to be adding any new ones, which sucks.
Well,
Wow,
it's the Wii
that's kinda
Sports
lame.
tracks and the resorts ones, right?
And yeah, yeah.
I'm
Um,
pretty
kinda
sure someone said
balls.
it's the same exact tracks from Resort.
yeah,
I don't think I knew.
It's yeah. They in the direct it specifically just says 21 holes from Wii Sports Series, which is basically all the Wii Sports courses, and that's kind of it, which is lame.
And that's
I was hoping
so
they'd
many
add like
holes.
new ones, but here we are, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
there's 8. Oh yeah, go on.
they do have survival golf, which will be fun.
That's a funny idea.
Yeah, survival
Yeah.
bowling's already fun.
Mhm.
So I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just disappointed that it's been pushed back, and as a
Yeah,
result,
the
whatever
delay
else
just
they
seems
have
weird
coming.
for a thing like this.
Yeah.
Like it didn't seem like that big of an update.
Well, they already kind of like it already took them a while to put out the soccer update. I thought that soccer update was going to be there like the first month, and it
Yeah.
took like a few. I still
We
really
have a.
enjoy
sorry, go ahead.
this game. Even if I don't grind for everything as I used to, I just go for like the special body sets.
I fell off of it a lot faster than I thought I would, but I did think it was enjoyable.
But
We have sales numbers on that game.
yeah,
Out of
it's doing
curiosity.
pretty well in Japan still.
That's good.
I don't remember the full numbers. I want to say it hit 4 mil worldwide.
Oh, hell! Oh,
That's great.
cool.
I could be very
Never
wrong.
mind
I
then.
don't recall.
Cool. I would say. I mean, that's what Splatoon did in a weekend. But I mean, whatever. But
Yeah.
I was actually kind of wondering if it's like, oh, are they kind of like dragging their feet on it because it's not doing as well as they had hoped, or maybe they're dragging their feet on it because it did better than they hoped, and they want to make sure that stuff is good, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I'm
I
looking
wanna- I
forward
still-
to more sports.
And
Another
then
game I wanna pick
we
up
got 5
eventually.
minutes of one of the greatest games of all time,
Correct.
I'm gonna be real with
Pikmin
you.
Bloom.
People were really down on that segment, but like I think Pikmin Bloom is dope.
Hell
It's
yeah,
fun,
like
and I'm
dude.
glad they're promoting it.
Yeah.
I like Pikmin Bloom, but that whole segment came off as a little bit desperate.
Yeah.
Please play this game. It's not doing well. We need people to play it.
I
Miyamoto
think
cares
Pikmin Bloom is
deeply
fun.
about Pikmin Bloom and does not want to
Um,
see it shut down.
He also mentioned very briefly about the movie
Mhm.
and the theme park opening in California.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
But then
But
the
Yeah.
capstone
What
of
is the
this,
big announcement, James?
is that Pikmin 4 still exists.
Whoa!
I guess this is like kind of a re-announcement in a way.
Have
Yeah.
they ever
Um,
officially announced it, or did they just like kind of like say in like an interview that like it
I
existed?
believe that they said it in an interview, but I mean, it was an interview with Miyamoto, and like
Yeah.
it was never like walked back in any way.
Yeah.
You know, like usually if somebody at a company says something like in a whoopsie doopsie and they're not supposed to have said it, the company will be kind of like walk it back a little bit, or be like, oh, like we don't really have anything to talk about that at that time. Like Miyamoto-san's talking crazy. We let him out of the cage. It was a whoops.
that
he's-
crazy old
he-
man.
Yeah, he's supposed to be over there in the theme park, but we'll take care of him. Don't you think too hard about Pikmin 4. But they didn't do any of that. Like he just said it, and everybody took it as a thing.
Yep.
And then everybody was like, "Did they mean Hey Pikmin?" when that came out? And then, insiders or whatever talking their jive talk
Yeah.
about Pikmin 4 still being a thing that exists. But yeah, it's here.
Yeah.
Sorta. I mean, they showed 2 seconds of something.
All
Yep.
we know about it is it's gonna have a
Behind the back
lower to the
camera.
ground camera.
Yep. And I
But
think
we don't
that's
even know
optional,
if that-
personally.
I-
But
Yeah.
I was gonna say we don't even know if
We don't
that's a
know.
mandatory thing. We don't know if the game's designed around that. We don't know.
I hope it's a little more open. That'd be cool. But it's Pikmin, and I think as someone who has played, who needs to play more Pikmin, I am still very interested in a Pikmin 4.
Someone who's only played Pikmin 1 but has played Pikmin 1 like 12 times. I love that game.
I've only played half of Pikmin 1, but I own the other 2 Pikmin.
as
I want to.
who hates Pikmin, I love Pikmin Bloom.
I just don't
You
understand.
hate Pikmin?
I just find it so boring and unfun. I don't like
All
it.
of them?
I don't like them. No.
Wow.
Hating Pikmin is such a small brain.
That's
I mean,
dark.
okay,
Like, it's not an RPG.
Hate is a little strong of a word. I just don't enjoy those games.
You know they're not JRPGs, right?
I'm aware.
Huh.
I do like the kind of small town suburban kind of environment that they showed. It was like a picnic table. It looked like someone's backyard.
Yeah, it should be neat. I need to
you
play
wouldn't play
Pikmin
Pikmin in the
2.
Wild?
No, I wouldn't. But I would play Pikmin Bloom of the Wild. Question mark.
You walk in the wild.
Yeah, it's true. I walk in the wild.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Play through Pikmin 2.
Yeah,
I got
really
turned. Pikmin 2 turned me off because it's not like Pikmin 1. It doesn't have like its whole like 30-day time limit or whatever, and I liked that about Pikmin 1. It doesn't have its yeah, I guess that's the key thing is like in Pikmin 1 there's 30 ship parts.
Mm-hmm.
You have 30 days to get all of the ship parts, and the whole point is like you can God, what's the word I'm looking for? Optimize your route
Yeah.
down to like and just play it over and over. And it's only a few hours long if you know exactly where all the parts are.
Right.
And the quickest way to get all your Pikmin to get the parts back to your ship. So
Yeah.
that's what I liked about that game. Is like the first time you play through it, it's this race against the clock in like a stressful way. That's like you want to make sure you succeed, and you know that there's like a fail state. And then every other subsequent time you play it, it's a race against the clock in the like speed runway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Pikmin 2 kind of loses that because it doesn't have the overarching time limit. I don't think Pikmin 3 does either.
They don't, but I respect how each Pikmin, I think, is supposedly pretty different. Like, I know like the second one is more like dungeons, which sounds weird.
Yeah, it has like a co-op, I think. I think it was 2-player co-op.
I think that was 3.
I don't even know.
I'm not sure.
I own all of these and I still don't know.
I know.
There's a separate challenge mode.
The battle mode, which is fun. The
co-op.
Pikmin battle mode's fun, and I hope they bring that back with online. That should be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm less of a closed-minded person than I was when Pikmin 2 first came out. When I was a angry teenager.
An angry teenager who loved Pikmin 1.
Yeah, man. I was like, they're fucking catering to these whining casuals, dude.
Oh my god.
I can't believe it. They took it was like all the people that complained about Majora's Mask.
Can't believe they pussified Pikmin.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'll field the next one.
I've only played one Pikmin, but I'm still. This is still like probably the most exciting announcement here for me.
It's up there.
Yeah, it was nothing for me, but like I'm glad Pikmin fans finally got their thing and that it's happening next year.
Finally glad that Nintendo stopped edging Pikmin fans.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
I'm glad our resident Pikmin 4 fan finally got what they wanted.
I'll just be happy.
We have 2 of them.
Who's the other one?
Raccoon.
Oh.
I know he's not currently around, but he's in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Just Dance got a kind of a glow up, I think, this time. They kind of redid a bunch of stuff. They have a new engine. It just looked
exactly the same.
Yeah, they have a new engine that's like more 3D. They had like a whole new like everything, and apparently there's like some funny like campaign mode now, which is cool.
Okay.
I like.
It's like a story.
I don't know if it's so much. Well, maybe it is a story. I don't know. It seemed like there's just some mention of some kind of like campaign. They haven't really shown it yet. But I like Just Dance. I don't care what anyone says. I think they're fun.
My cousin likes this game.
So curious to see, what they do with this one.
I don't know. I don't like Just Dance on the Switch because it doesn't feel like. I don't know. Just with the Joy-Con control, it just doesn't seem like it actually is like tracking anything.
I don't think it does anything. I'm convinced Just Dance does not do anything. It just gives you points for moving your arms.
I played Just Dance mostly on Wii, and I've played some of the Switch versions. And if you're doing the actual movements, you do get scored correctly. I mean, obviously you can, be a loser and just shake the thing around and get reward
Yeah,
points,
sure,
but
sure.
like it's definitely like it definitely is tracking what you're doing, because if you fuck stuff up, it will laugh at you basically.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess my thing was like I played a decent chunk of Dance Central, if you remember that relic.
Yeah.
I heard it's great. I'd actually
on
never
the
tried
Kinect.
Connect.
Really good, and I guess Just Dance has always felt kind of like without a camera, it's always felt kind of cheap in comparison. I guess.
I always found Dance Central, like in terms of the instructions for the moves, to be really confusing. Like it did not make sense to my brain.
I guess I could see that.
Like
I mean,
the UI, and I mean sometimes the moves are ambiguous in Just Dance as well, but in general I feel like that game does a better job at like showing you what you're supposed to be doing. So that's why I always enjoyed it more.
I'm also a bit of a harmonics fanboy. So.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I had friends who loved Dance Central. I played it a bit. But yeah,
We still have a lot to go.
we do. What's
so
next?
Let's just Harvestella.
Yeah.
Hell
James.
yeah. Hell yeah. This game looks gorgeous. This game looks like the farming game with a budget that we've always wanted.
Yes.
Didn't really see very much new in this trailer, so I think we can probably not talk too much about it because we talked a lot about it last time.
There's a demo out, and I was
there's
hoping to play it before this, and I didn't.
There's a demo out that I haven't played because I've been playing World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King Classic too much.
Same.
Absolute monster.
That's all I'm going to say on it. I think it looks really, really good.
Yeah, it looks wonderful, and I really want to play it.
I think it's extremely hype, again, to just see a game of this type with a budget higher than like 2 pennies and a piece of string.
Yeah.
Higher than like Rune Factory 5, which ran at like 13 FPS.
Like Rune Factory kind of looks like it's made with all the developers at gunpoint.
Oh my god.
This looks like it was made like with some like wiggle room, you know?
Yeah, I mean it's certainly not like, you know,
it's not Final Fantasy Remake.
Yeah, but it's
it's
a mid-range budget, and it looks solid for what it is.
Yeah, looks really nice.
I'm just saying when you compare it to every other farm game that we've seen ever, not just in this direct, but like even going as far back to like when farm games were, when like a Harvest Moon would come out every couple of years.
Yeah.
This looks more but this looks like it has a bigger budget. Like
I will say the only other recent farm game that's looked really good visually is the Doraemon Story of Seasons ones. Those look really nice.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But yeah, Harvestella. Hopefully we'll have an episode of that at some point.
Highly interested.
A few of
also coming out on Steam.
Oh, that's nice.
You're listening to this and don't have a Switch, which I can be pretty weird, I guess.
Yeah. Though I feel like this one would probably run fine enough on a Switch. It might be a good platform for it.
It could be a good double dip game too, like when it goes on like $10 Steam sale.
And
meanwhile, I was just gonna say, meanwhile, it's witch time, baby.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything new in this trailer, but it looks nice.
Yeah.
So there's nothing new in this trailer, but if you watched the gameplay trailer, which I skimmed through, this game looks amazing.
I really need to see that trailer. I love Bayonetta 2. It was my favorite character action game.
Platinum done went and made the best Bayonetta, baby. I'm calling it now. This game looks like an insane amount of fun.
That's really good to hear. I gotta check that out later.
It looks so tight, and the new theme song is like mwah. It's such a jam.
Like need to go through Bayonetta 1 and 2. Like I started Bayo 2 on like Wii U like 10 million years ago and kind of just never continued.
They're so much fun.
Oh, finished Bayo. I never finished Bayo 1, but I absolutely love 2.
I'm surprised that they didn't mention in the direct that they're doing the physical print of Bayonetta 1 at the end of this month. Feels like they would.
Yeah, I think they talked about that in the previous direct.
They did, but like they didn't just include it as a small reminder at the end, since it's like actually
they definitely
happening
could
in
have
like
done
2 weeks. Yeah, probably grab that.
I never rebought it. I own the physical of 1 and 2 on the original console, the Vita, or the Vita, the Wii U. That's funny. No,
I rebought them on Switch.
Yeah, I
For
have the 1 and
2
2 pack
reasons.
on Wii U, and then I got Vanquish on PS4, and it's a
Hell
2
yeah.
pack with Bayonetta,
I
so
finished Vanquish really recently.
yeah. And I'll probably
Yeah.
get Bayo 1 on Switch again because I'm a psychopath.
What are your 2 reasons?
2 reasons is one, having Bayonetta portably seemed
Yeah.
like a really cool, novel thing to have,
Mhm.
Hmm
and 2, I don't want Platinum to go out of business.
Yeah. Did you buy the Wonderful 101 remake?
Oh,
Yeah,
but I bought
no.
Cresta, baby. That
Dude, yes, I Kickstarter Wonderful One. I Kickstarter Wonderful 101 high enough to get the holographic Switch cover.
Wow.
That game is perfect. I love it. It's my son.
I've still not launched my Wii U copy, but I did buy it.
if you
I'm
were
gonna
here,
launch you.
if you were here a few years ago, on the server, I held a contest to get you could win a autographed Wonderful 101 postcard from Kamiya and what's his name? Inaba. My brain
Oh, wow.
stuttered for a second.
Did it say blocked on it?
No, it did not. It did not say
Shit.
blocked. But yeah, I don't know. I have 101. I bought it off a friend on Wii U, and it just, I don't know.
Immaculate.
How it
I love
controls,
that game.
just I can't. Like it's been difficult for me. I'll give it another shot eventually, but
Yeah, I'll try it someday.
Fighting
And I would like to
games.
finish Bayonetta 1 as well.
it's
Just
the right stick stuff that messes
Just think
me
of
up.
it like a fighting game, man.
I don't
Quarter
play
circles,
fighting
full
games with analog
circles.
sticks.
Okay, fair
Do you
enough.
use an arcade stick?
I mean, I'll at least use a
He uses
D-pad.
Oh, you're a
Uses a
D-pad.
D-pad.
Yeah,
Okay.
why would you play a 2D fighter with an analog stick unless it's Smash Bros?
He's right for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, another
Anyway.
James game up next. That
God
looks nice.
damn it.
Man, I love that James is like our resident Danganronpa fanboy.
Well, it's true. I played them all, even the one that is woo.
Yeah.
Another episode, guys. That one didn't even come out on the Switch.
Yeah, they
I
just
played
didn't
that on
bother.
the I played that on the Vita, and I don't recommend it.
I'm not even gonna ask.
I'll tell
Tell
you
me
later.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Raincode looks fucking cool.
It looks great.
Yeah.
I'm in. I think that it's going for just a couple very small reasons. I think it's going to connect to Danganronpa potentially.
Mhm.
Not just because the art and the whole vibe is like identical, but because the main character has the little hair swooshy thing that all the main characters of Danganronpa do, and it's like a noted meme that they have that thing. It actually kind of comes up in one of the games as like a notable thing. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about it because they didn't really show a lot. And this is the type of game that when I see it, and I'm like, oh, I kind of tune out, you know, because
I
I
don't
don't
want to know.
I really don't want to know.
Yeah.
The less
yeah.
you know about that kind of stuff, the better.
Yeah.
I am in.
I never played Danganronpa, but this actually looks more appealing to me.
Yeah, and I feel like even if it does have connections to Danganronpa, they're probably going to be tenuous.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to be something that's like that means Danganronpa's required reading. However, Muffin, I do know that you have recently played through at least one of the Ace Attorneys.
I'm actually on the 5th case. I need to be the 5th case, but I'm very close.
This never.
You didn't finish the 5th case yet?
I got busy. I got distracted
played-
by World of Warcraft.
Oh my god! But you played through the first 4 cases of it in like 2 days, and you didn't finish. Okay,
I
never mind.
know.
Look,
I need to get back to it.
I'm blaming James for this.
It's not my fault. It's his
It's
fault.
my fault.
I'm blaming
Yeah.
James for intoxicating one up with WoW.
It's not. It was literally the other way around. I wasn't going
I know,
to.
but that's my version of history.
Okay.
I've infected like 3 other people with the MMO virus recently.
God.
Well, anyway, the connection I was going to make is that you're allowed to play Danganronpa now that you've played Ace Attorney.
Oh, nice.
In my opinion, because
the right.
well, Danganronpa is like if Ace Attorney is like, I'm trying to think of an allegory and like another form of media.
Mhm.
Ace Attorney is like a good novel. right?
Mm.
Like this is a story, a movie that you like.
Yeah.
Danganronpa is like the depraved, written by a pervert fan fiction version that is actually kind of entertaining, and it's like because it just kind of revels in its like bullshit and nonsense. But I feel like you have to play Ace Attorney to really appreciate how like just stupid Danganronpa is.
And Ace Attorney is already very silly.
Right, but it's a different
Yeah.
kind
of
of silly.
If you were to take that allegory for like, Ace Attorney versus Danganronpa, but apply it to horror movies, how would it play out?
It would. Thank you. Actually, it's George Romero's Dawn of the Dead versus Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead.
Did Zack
funny.
Snyder do a Dawn of the Dead?
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
He did the Dawn of the Dead remake from 2004.
People actually liked it.
I
It's
didn't see it,
It's good. It's good, but it's schlock.
See, I thought you were gonna say like Danganronpa was like Saw in terms of because of like torture porn or something.
No. I just felt like I had a perfect you giving me that just like because okay, real short. George Romero's Dawn of the Dead is actually a very good, very serious, like social
Yeah.
commentary and like a slight social satire set in this like zombie invasion in this mall.
Yeah.
Like the zombie invasion in the mall is the set the set dressing for him to tell this story that has like a lot of like implications about society in it.
Right.
Zack Snyder's remake is a really stupid, gory, fun zombie movie where they kill a zombie baby.
Nice. Yeah, that sums it up. Is it the DMC? Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, let's move on. Okay, we've had enough Danganronpa. It wasn't even in this direct. All right, we it's almost midnight in
right.
where we are.
So
we're gonna speed run through
I'm
a few
gonna
of these.
field this next one because this is unfortunate. So Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, all coming to Switch as cloud versions. For me, if it's a cloud version, it may as well not exist. Don't know how anyone else here feels, but
I don't like cloud versions.
The thing is, with the cloud version, you have to be connected to the internet to play it.
Yeah.
And that would mean I have to play it at home. And if I already have to play it at home, I'm going to play it on something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, like, I don't know, you are still paying to play a game that's being streamed. It's Stadia.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not completely and totally opposed to the concept of playing games via streaming at its core. I think that is something that could possibly be interesting in the future.
Yeah.
But specifically on the Switch, like, there's just no reason for me to.
Yeah, it's like the Kingdom Hearts stuff being on cloud. Like, I mean, I guess that
It just doesn't make any sense for me.
Yeah.
If the only way that you could play a video game is the Switch, it's the only thing you have.
Yeah.
And I understand that is the case for a lot of people in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Well, Resident Evil 7 Cloud was previously Japan exclusive. That's only making its way here now, like a couple years later, which is kind of interesting.
I do think that it's funny that these cloud versions continue to come out because it continues to make the concept of a Switch Pro even less likely, in my opinion.
Next game, Sifu. Is that how
Which
you pronounce
was maybe the ugliest port.
So I was really hoping to see this game on other platforms, and I'm glad it's coming, but it does look very crusty right now.
It looks like an indie game from 2013, maybe. No, I don't know. It just looks very old. Because Sifu, it's no shadows.
Yeah, I would say there's like no shadows.
There's no
whatsoever.
shadows. There's no alias. There's no anti-aliasing.
Yeah.
So it's very jaggy. It's
very crusty looking.
Bad.
It
kind of looks like 13.
Yeah, you're right. That's actually a really good point.
It's
which came out a long time ago.
It's out in November.
Yeah.
It didn't look. It looked pretty stuttery and crusty.
Yeah.
which is unfortunate because I have been interested in this one, and I don't particularly feel like getting a PS5 or whatever the hell else it's on.
Is it on PS4?
Oh, is it on PS4?
I
Okay,
think
never
so.
mind.
Yeah.
In any case,
I think you have a console that can run it better.
yeah. In any case, still a bit disappointing because I would
Yeah.
prefer to
No,
play it here.
it's
But
always unfortunate.
I'll wait and see how it is at launch and post launch and what people say
Yeah.
about it. But
Also on
Um,
PC, just another game I
oh, it is on
wouldn't.
PC. Okay.
yeah.
Just
Um,
another game I wouldn't play on Switch.
Another game though that
Crisis Core.
is getting a very good port is Crisis Core, or a
Yeah,
good
looks-
remaster,
it
I
looks
should say.
cool. It looks like they're bringing over like the combat style from Final Fantasy Remake. At least
Yeah,
it looks similar to
they
that.
tweaked it. I know. I'm not too familiar
Yeah,
with the original.
Crisis Core was already kind of like it. I mean, insofar as it was like a hybrid action turn-based thing. We'll see.
The one,
I think that people get excited about the idea of playing Crisis Core because they haven't played Crisis Core.
yeah,
I don't hate Crisis Core, but it's not necessarily worth getting all like freaked out about.
I will say that it is confirmed to be running at 60 FPS on Switch, 720p.
Oh wow,
Which is
that's
nice.
actually really impressive.
That's cool.
Yeah, and all of the versions that are out seem to be 60 FPS, and I'm glad they put the work in.
So for what it's worth, this is a game I probably would play on Switch.
Yeah,
It's on other things if it runs and looks good.
yeah.
I probably will replay it just to check it out. But like I said, as someone who has played Crisis Core, I don't know that I would tell people that have not played it to get their hopes super high.
Yeah, it always seemed
It
mid
is.
to me, like from what I could tell back when it
It's
was released.
very funny, but a lot of its charm could be like completely gotten out of watching the cutscenes.
For some reason, I always like mentally I like conflate it with freaking Dirge of Cerberus too. For some reason,
Oh, that's a different disaster.
yeah. So
Hopefully, we'll get a remake of that one day.
hopefully, he says. Next game I'm happy about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
me
go
too.
for it.
Radiant Silvergun finally getting a new re-release. I think the last time it was re-released and the only time it was previously re-released was on 360 Arcade, if I remember correctly.
That sounds about right.
And before that, it was Saturn. So
Yep.
it was a shadow drop. It is by the people who did the recent other the cave ports recently. So like Dodonpachi, Resurrection, Musha, whatever.
But this is not a cave game.
It's not a cave shooter.
It's a treasure
treasure
game.
shooter. It's just by
It is
that
the
studio.
the proto Ikaruga.
Yeah. It is by Livewire, I believe is the group's name. It's nice to see this getting a re-release. I've wanted to play it for quite a while.
Does it have Tate?
It does, from what I understand.
Okay, that's dope.
And all the other ones that studio have done, like the cave ones, feature that as well.
Cool.
Otherwise, feature-wise, I'm not too sure what it includes. I haven't looked really into it yet, but Treasure was teasing that they were doing a re-release of this, and I'm glad it's come to fruition.
Which is kind of a really uniquely cool place to play our old arcade shmups.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
arcade games in general,
especially if you have that flip grip.
yeah,
Yeah.
and even if you don't, you can do a makeshift, like you can put it against a book or something to stand it at vertical. But yeah, I feel like something that's kind of really, I think a lot of people at this point who are into arcade games know, but like, and it's not that these arcade games don't exist on other platforms as well, but the versatility of Switch, it just kind of makes it an arcade mecca. I feel like it's like, yeah, with Tate and the huge number of arcade games that are available, it's just such a great place to play a lot of classic arcade games. My understanding is that this port it isn't like M2 level, but it's not City Connection level. And if that makes no sense to you,
Then it doesn't matter to you, probably.
that.
Yeah.
But the City Connection ports are kind of like known for having like a lot of lag and being kind of
Yeah.
And the
And
M2
M2
ports
are
are
gods.
obviously the other end of that spectrum. This one's kind of in the middle. I know, from what I understand, there's like 4 frames of lag or something on this one. It's not the worst. It's not the greatest. It's competent.
Very cool.
Playable.
Yeah.
All right.
Unless you are like an expert, you're probably not going to notice.
Yeah.
Is what it comes down.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. If you haven't played it before, it's not going to bother you.
All right.
Next.
I'll field the next one. The Endless series is actually really good. We've known about Dungeon for a while. It looks like a fun co-op dungeon crawler. It's a good studio. It's probably fun. That's all I have to say about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like their other games.
I have
It's
no
a video
concept
game.
of this, other than that it exists.
Another anime game port.
Jesus Christ. I don't it's no rest for the wicked.
Do you have
So-
anything to say about Tales of Symphonia Remastered?
It's
do.
one
Sorry.
of 2. Oh, well,
Oh,
go,
you do?
Go,
I
go
actually
for
do.
it, homie.
Go for it. Yeah.
So it looked crusty as hell.
I
and
mean,
that is
it's from like the GameCube, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the GameCube game runs at a higher frame rate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So the remastered versions on every platform, not just the Switch version, run at 30 FPS. GameCube version ran at 60 FPS.
Oh,
It
that's
just
really
looks
funny.
Like a significantly shittier version of
That's great.
the original game. Which
Love
Is this the same remaster that they released on like PS3 and shit several years ago?
I don't know. I'll be real honest with you.
Because I was wondering if the PS3 remaster also ran. Is that all you had to say about it?
That's really all I had to say about it. I was just
Okay.
disappointed for people who were fans of Tales of Symphonia.
The Tales of games have zero appeal to me.
Symphonia is one of the 2 that I have finished.
Mhm.
The other one being Vesperia. I finished it when I was a teenager, when it first came out on the GameCube.
Mhm.
And I would have told you I liked it pretty good back then.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have not revisited the game since, because I don't know that I want to like ruin the fond memories I have of it, because I did not care very much for Vesperia.
Sometimes
even
that's a
though
good
I
thing.
saw it through to the end. And the Tales of games are kind of like mid in general.
Yeah.
But hey, who knows? Like, if you've heard a lot about Symphonia, it is definitely the most popular one in the West, at least.
Yep.
Give it a shot. Who knows?
Yeah.
Next, we had a sizzle reel. Did anyone care about anything in the sizzle reel?
I just wanted to briefly mention, I think Lego Brick Tales looks really cool.
Yeah, that
It's
one does look nice.
Kind of like puzzle solving with like building Lego
Mhm.
stuff. It's neat.
It's nice to see a Lego game that actually has building.
Yeah.
Romancing Saga looked kind of crusty.
Oh yeah, isn't there like 5 of those on the Switch now?
Yeah.
There's a lot.
I feel like they announce a new one like every year.
Yeah.
I
Next
still
game,
haven't
though.
played Fall Guys. Probably not going to.
It's meh.
I like Fall Guys. It's good to jump into every once in a while. Out of like the free to play ocean of stuff, it's one of the ones that I actually enjoy. And I
do kind of want to. Oops, sorry.
I'm sorry. I was just saying. I still think it's fine on Switch. Like people complain about it, but I in terms of gameplay, it runs smooth. I don't really care if it's like not the prettiest. It's fucking Fall Guys. Who cares?
I do kind of want to play Life is Strange at some point. Just to
I
check
want
it
to try
out.
Life is Strange. Yeah, I
But-
actually really liked the non-Life is Strange sequel they made for not sequel, but that style game. Though not
the,
made
like,
for
the
the
superhero deal.
No,
or
not-
whatever.
not the superhero one, the trans one. That one was on the
Oh, got it.
on the
yeah,
Xbox. I really like
Those
that game.
are those are just like another set of games that when I get around to it,
Yeah, so I feel like I'd
probably
like.
not going to be on the Switch.
I feel like I like Life is
I
Strange.
feel like
Um,
the only other game in this sizzle reel, Disney Speedstorm. I feel like I'd be
Ugh.
like very slightly interested if it was like a standard retail game, but
yeah,
it's free to
not
play, and
free to play. a free-to-play Game Loft game.
Yeah.
They're like $10 a dozen.
Yeah, it's kind of like whatever. But the next game I'm super excited about. It's Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Not a game that I necessarily think needs a remake, but when HAL does Kirby remakes, they usually go in. So I'm very excited. The original game on Wii is fantastic and is one of my favorite Kirby's. I'm excited for more people to play it since it was a late cycle.
I thought it was
release.
a 3DS port when I first saw it.
I personally like Return to Dreamland more than the 3DS entries.
That's good to hear.
They're all three of those are very good. But
I remember.
Yeah, what was that?
I remember when. Sorry.
Oh,
I remember when we had our Kirby episode, we kind of waxed poetic about the idea of them re-releasing like a Dream Package 2 or whatever, like they did with the first one with like Triple Deluxe Robobot and Return to Dreamland, and here we are like 6 months later, and the only one in there is Return to Dreamland.
Yeah, and they'll probably sell it for $60.
It is indeed 60. Yeah,
that's so funny.
This is one of undoubtedly my favorite announcements of the Direct. Not specifically because I love this game, which I do like it. I like it quite a bit. It was I played it multiplayer, 3 people all the way through 100%, and we had a great time. I think it's funny because all the way leading up to this Direct and like all year, we've just been hearing about nothing but like, oh, there's Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD, Metroid Prime HD.
Yeah.
These are real things. They're going to happen. Yeah. They're going to happen in this Direct, probably. None of those show up.
Yeah.
Return to Dreamland HD,
Hell
baby.
Yeah, baby. They've added a bunch of sub games to this, which is nice because the original game's sub games were not that great. Like there was one that was like a shooter one, and then there was a throwing like shurikens. You see the shuriken in the one in the video, but they've added Samurai Kirby back in. They added the the Warp Star Street Smash game, basically.
Some of those were from the GBA games, right?
Yeah. They're adding at least one new one. There's more that they haven't shown, which I think is cool. Because it's so whenever HAL does like Kirby games, if it's like a big mainline Kirby game or like a more adventure style Kirby game, usually I notice the sub games are like smaller. So like Forgotten Land, for example, like they're sub games, but they're like mini. But when they have something that's a little bit like more compact or different, you get sub games like you see in some of the 3DS entries where it's like, you know, they feel pretty significantly developed out, like Kirby Fighters or whatever.
Yeah.
So this was one of those games that didn't have like deep sub games, so it's nice to see them adding a bunch of smaller sub games to it. I think the visuals look nice. I
was gonna say, it should be said, this is not like a remastered port.
Yeah.
They redid this motherfucker. Like this game looks really nice.
Yeah, I think the outlines, you know, I immediately thought Smash 3DS. I know some people immediately thought of that one canned Kirby game from GameCube era that also had outlines. I'm not wild about them, but I don't like despise them either.
Yeah, I don't hate them. They're not my preference though.
Return to Dreamland was also a scrapped GameCube game, if I recall.
Yeah.
Originally,
they're using the Kirby 64-esque, Forgotten Land-esque DDD design for this one,
which I think is cool. It seems divisive.
Yeah, but I'm super not a fan of it for this game in particular.
I don't think it fits
because it's just weird that like a previous like a remade game is changing his design. It made sense to me in Forgotten Land for him to look different and look like that. But
might just be still riding off the high of Forgotten Land.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me for this game. And I think I personally never dug the Kirby 64 look for DDD. I think he just looks stupid.
That's fucked up and rude.
Yeah, but I'm still very excited I hope they let you play as the other characters in single player this time. I'm excited to see what other content there might be. Maybe the Dream Collection bonus Return to Dreamland stages.
I think they will let you play as the other character single player. I'd be very surprised if they
Yeah,
don't.
I mean they didn't in they did with guest star mode in Star Allies, but not in the main story mode. So I mean I'd be fine if it was a side mode too, where you know just play through the game. Like if you get whatever the post game stuff is. This game really kind of set off the trajectory of modern Kirby. Um,
Yeah.
so
Um,
you'll see a lot of that stuff in there if you
yeah.
haven't played it before. I'm excited to see what content they add. I would be down if they added a new world, even if it was like a mini world of like a couple stages or something. Um, but yeah, I love 2D Kirby. I liked Forgotten Land a lot too. I'm glad to see more 2D Kirby, even if this one is a remake. I hope more people get to check this out, and it's out in February, so it's pretty soon.
Yeah, the same day
Man.
as a bunch of other games.
Yeah,
I get the same day as fucking Octopath. It's
Yeah.
either the same day as Octopath or the same day as Theater Rhythm.
I think it was Octopath
Mhm.
I'm going to have to probably sell one of you.
to pay for it.
Yeah, we're gonna see how much we can get on the black market for CMM.
Let me. I'm gonna cover the last game. It's
You
the
mean
game
there is no last game. That was it. We just ended on.
Yep, that was
Yeah.
it. It ended.
Oh.
So this is the same game that we've seen almost nothing of for the last two directs, and it's ended. It's ended two directs before.
Yeah.
They've shown nothing each time,
Yeah.
and again they show almost nothing. People are excited for this. I thought this was a boring ass trailer
It's
for a game we've seen.
It's a very nothing
I don't know.
trailer. Yeah, it's
Bro,
mostly
it was
just like lore and background stuff.
It was boring.
There's not much that I have to like actively close the Discord for. But when I opened the Discord the other day and looked in the video game channel, and there were people like, literally, this is not hyperbole. They were getting excited because they saw a new hole in the ground in a place that there wasn't a hole in the ground before in Breath of the Wild 1. I was like, I gotta fucking go, dog.
Some of
Have
us
to
like
log
some
off.
of us like our holes, James.
Yeah, I mean, I
This
love
is
a good
my hole.
dude. But did you not hear me talk about Ryza? I love a good hole.
No.
But here's the thing, man. I mean, maybe this is a controversial opinion, and no shade to the boys who did them because they definitely worked their asses off doing them. But those old style Game Explain, like
Yeah.
fucking 7-hour long analyses of like trailers that were 5 minutes long,
Yeah.
where they're like pointing out every little single detail. I don't find that kind of stuff interesting at all, man.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff is just like you just please just don't like comb everything like this. Do it when the game comes out. Do it when it's cool.
Yeah.
Like you're excited, you're gonna buy it. Like why do you want to? Imagine if you had found that hole in May, man.
That could have been
Now
your
you-
hole later.
That could have
That
been
hole
your
was meant for
hole. You could have discovered that hole.
They could have claimed that hole for yourself.
God.
I don't know. It's Breath of the Wild 2, right?
It was-
Like I'm gonna.
They gave it a
I'm gonna
title.
play it.
They gave it
They-
a title.
I don't like the title.
The game looks great. The game doesn't look great yet, but I think the game will be great. The title I don't like. Tears of the Kingdom I think sounds.
It's just clunky. Breath
Yeah.
of the Wild rolls off the tongue. The best Zelda titles are the ones that are snappy.
I don't
Ocarina
even
of
think-
Time, Majora's Mask, Link to the Past, Link's Awakening. Though they have like a rhythm to them. Tears of the Kingdom sounds like Breath of the Wild with too many syllables.
Mhm.
I don't think it's that bad of a subtitle. I don't know. When I saw it, I was like, oh, that's cool. Like I don't know. It didn't like revolt me or like I didn't think like, oh, that's
I mean,
really clunky.
I'm not revolted.
Yeah, okay.
I don't
yeah.
think it's like please. I just don't think it's a very good title.
Yeah. Like I'm just
I
saying
really
like
hope
some people
that,
really hate the subtitle and it didn't instill that amount of passion for me. I was like, oh, that's fine.
I really hope Breath of the Wild does not close out another direct.
I hope
I'm
it
just
does.
sick.
It will.
I'm
to piss
sick
you
of
off.
seeing it.
Homie, like there's going to almost certainly be an early 2020.
Like a January direct,
Yeah.
and we'll
January,
see like
like-
another 2 seconds.
I said I also want to put the card down. I still believe it's going to get delayed one more time.
Yeah.
I know they gave it a hard date, and I know that they don't usually do that unless they're sure, but they gave it a hard date that is like what
May 15th
9 months away.
or something.
Yeah, might as
May
well be like
12th,
a year
May
from
12th.
now.
It's almost a full year away still.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a chance it gets delayed another few months.
Every time this game is delayed or we see it, I'm like, what have we been waiting 6 years for? And I
There's,
still
like-
haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, there's like little hints and stuff of like stuff there, like, you know, like the whole like arm powers thing and like some of the new like way they're evolving like some of the Sheikah Slate powers and the whole Skyworld thing, but like they don't show anything particularly lengthy or defining. They're still like doing the constant teasers thing, and at this point I just kind of want them to just show like
We
maybe,
need that
like,
Breath of the
just-
Wild trailer.
just show
that-
like a minute
Mhm.
and a half or a minute
Yep.
of like gameplay.
Or nothing.
or nothing.
Yeah.
I would be
Uh,
fine with nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't
Because-
care about Breath of the Wild until we saw that one trailer that was like 2 minutes long and showed like a ton of locations.
Yeah, I just, at this point, I feel like there needs to be something that's not like a 10-second teaser
Again, nothing.
or nothing. Yeah, like
Yeah.
pick one. Yeah,
Either of those are good.
Because as far as I'm concerned, I'll be real with you. I have faith in them. I don't
Yeah.
think that them not showing anything, like, I guess I can, as a recent example, I can use Splatoon 3, where it was weird, right? Like they don't show anything new, and then there really didn't end up being anything new, like a big, like a hook or whatever.
yeah.
I don't think that's going to be the case with the Zelda team
Mhm.
and what they've been working on for the past 6 years.
And even with Splatoon 3, they kind of just didn't show the single player, and a lot of people were kind of just like, okay, so it's whatever. And the single player is actually pretty interesting and different, and they just kind of chose not to spoil it,
Yeah.
which was nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
And with Zelda, it's I have full faith in that team at this point because I didn't have faith in Breath of the Wild.
yeah,
I thought it was going to be terrible at I thought it was going to be okay at best, and more likely it was going to be kind of bad.
Mhm.
But it came out and it actually ended up being like ridiculously cool. So
Yeah.
at this point, they've taken their time. I have full faith that they have something that is special,
Yeah.
and I get the feeling they don't want to show too much of it off too early.
yeah.
But
There's
I
no
also
way
get-
we don't all get Breath of the Wild day one. Or
But
sorry,
I-
Tears of the Kingdom.
but I do get the feeling that they feel like they have to show it. Maybe not
Yeah.
the Zelda team, but I bet there's
Yeah.
pressure from Nintendo to be like, listen,
Can you show them something?
Please give
We've
us
been- we've
5.
been-
Please give us
listen,
5
dude.
seconds of footage.
listen, we're getting really angry letters from Gira.
We're getting
We're
really
really
angry
worried.
letters from those Prime 4 fans already. Can you just like show some Zelda so we don't get those angry letters too?
Show them a hole.
Show them a hole. Show them a hole they'll remember.
Oh God.
Show
This
them
is
a
this is
brand
what happens
new
when we do
hole.
late night podcasts.
Show them a hole, Johnny. Show them a hole. I'll show you a
Well-
hole. Legend
well,
of Zelda, holes of Hyrule, holes.
There's a
holes of the
flying
kingdom.
manta ray thing, and we can see some islands in the distance.
So open space is really just another way of saying a hole, right?
Hey, host, you want to play us out?
Yeah.
No, wait. Before that,
No.
just quick,
Really quick.
really quick. What were your guys' thoughts
I don't
on the
believe you.
Direct in general? Like,
Fine.
how did you
It's
feel about
fine.
it?
Yeah, it was
There was a
fine.
lot of stuff in there that I thought was cool. If it had been like a 20-minute direct with the stuff that I liked in it, it would have been the best direct ever. But it was a 40-minute direct. It was like
Yeah,
20 minutes of stuff that was a little bit mid, but 20 minutes of stuff that was pretty fucking cool and stellar.
I wanted like one big Nintendo platformer, and that would have
Yeah.
made it like a much higher tier direct. But as it stands, like I don't know. I wanted
Yeah.
like a Mario of some sort
this is probably one
Maybe-
of the.
or
Like,
a Donkey Kong.
Perhaps a monkey PD.
Yeah.
for me, this was like one of the weakest
I mean, there was like no CMM games,
Correct.
especially
Yeah.
because you hate Pikmin too, which I didn't know.
Because I'm not an RPG person, and like half the stuff in there was like RPG or RPG adjacent.
Yeah,
Which is fine.
this is
Like,
the part of the pod.
there's always like JRPG stuff in Nintendo presentations. It's not new. It's just, I don't know. Usually I feel like the variety could have been better for this
Yeah, usually
presentation.
there's a little more variety, and sometimes you get like a smaller Nintendo project. I guess
Yeah.
in this one was Kirby. I
Yeah.
don't know. Kirby just doesn't do it for me very much anymore. I'm sorry.
Kirby was like the only thing that kind of like truly excited me, and it was a remake.
Yeah, for
outside
me
of,
it
like,
was
Theater Rhythm.
Pikmin, and Threatrhythm is
Yeah.
cool.
It was like
There are
Theater
definitely
Rhythm,
some games I wanted from there.
Radiant Silvergun, Kirby, and then Fist of the North Star Fitness Boxing, which I unironically think is amazing.
Yeah,
It's
this is
just,
the part of the podcast where Muffin and I pull off CMM's face Scooby-Doo style, and it's video game donkey under there.
Shut up! Ew! How could you? That's the most horrible thing you've ever said to me.
Oh wow, that's impressive
That's
because
the
I've
most
said
horrible.
plenty of
The only thing
horrible
that could be
things
worse
to
is
you.
if you called me like JonTron or something. Like,
Well, yeah, I
Oh
mean,
my
if our
God.
DMs ever leak, oof.
shut up, dude. Yeah, no one's privy to our DMs, James. So
That's been the Nintendo Pipeline Podcast.
yeah,
Thank you so much. Visit us on all our websites.
on all our websites.
See you next week.
Yeah.
See you.
Bye.
Bye bye.